This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Good morning. Police investigated the country's latest murder. SIB on the ground probing allegations, according to the Commissioner of Police. The Olympic Committee ratifying a 20-member Olympic team, but controversy. And water and sewage warning Eleuthera residents to brace for water outages. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Chester Robards will be joining us. Also this morning, we're talking with Beta Camp about their STEM summer camp, which is about to get underway. And later in business, it's our monthly series with Bristol Wines and Spirits. It's a rosé kind of day today. That's all ahead, but first, it's time for The Overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, police say that a 50-year-old man was shot and killed. It happened last night here in New Providence on Hannah Road. The murder sometime after 8 p.m. It's his 65th murder in the country so far this year. Meanwhile, Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernandez says investigators from the Security and Intelligence Branch who are probing recordings that allege corruption in the force are on the ground and speaking with people. While SIB is leading the investigation, the commissioner previously said that international entities from the U.S. and the UK will assist in the probe. In an interview with ZNS yesterday, he said the Royal Bahamas Police Force has had to document what they wanted and the assistance they need, and they're moving quickly with that. The Nassau Guardian was told that the force has asked Scotland Yard in the UK to help with the investigation. Scotland Yard refers to the headquarters of the London Metropolitan Police, and more specifically, its Criminal Investigation Department. A diplomatic note is set to be sent to the UK. The Tribune also reported last week that the police intend to ask Scotland Yard for help. Only weeks after Central Eleuthera residents suffered through weeks of water outages, the island is once again experiencing challenges with the utility. In a statement yesterday, Water and Sewage Corporation notified customers from Gregorytown to Savannah Sound that the naval-based desalination plant was experiencing production challenges. The statement says that while most residents are not experiencing any negative impacts yet, this may change over the next few days depending on the time required to restore full desalinated water production at the naval base plant. Water and Sewage said it was working with Aqua Design, the company contracted to provide water to WSC on the island, to effect the required repairs as soon as possible. Bahamas Grid Company anticipates more than 200 jobs will be created during the construction period to upgrade BPL's electrical transmission and distribution network on New Providence. The plans to hire Bahamian as well as foreign staff were outlined in a private placement memorandum That document announced a $100 million bond offering to fund the takeover of BPL's T&D network, as was reported by the Nassau Guardian on Monday. Bahamas Grid, a special purpose vehicle being used to facilitate the reforms, intends to engage Island Grid Solutions, that's Pike Corporation's Bahamian management company, as T&D manager to oversee the foundational upgrades and ongoing maintenance work on New Providence. Bahamas Grid plans to hire Bahamian workers and will upskill BPL staff as the core workplace to maintain the upgraded grid. Noting that this can't happen overnight due to the extra training that will be required, Bahamas Grid said it plans to stage employee growth by hiring local workers and augmenting staff with foreign contractors on a temporary basis. But the president of BPL's line staff union says the unions have questions and concerns about this. Kyle Wilson, the head of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union, expressing frustration with what he said is a lack of communication from the Davis administration on BPL employees' futures. And a jury unanimously acquitting a man accused of raping his childhood girlfriend when they were both teens. Prosecutors allege that at age 14, Skylar Saunders sexually assaulted his then 14-year-old love interest at a church's community center in September 2018. The matter wasn't reported to police until March 2022, when they were both adults. Despite this, the girl's mother testified that she learned about the alleged sexual assault in November 2018, when her daughter allegedly told her school's guidance counselor about the incident. The mother said that she took her daughter to a doctor and she intended to go to the police. Her daughter eventually went to the police, resulting in Saunders' arrest. The jury of 7 women and 2 men took a little over an hour to reach their verdict Tuesday. Both Saunders and his accuser cried for different reasons on hearing the jury's decision. Saunders embraced his lawyer outside the court while his accuser remained inside, being consoled by relatives and prosecutors. And a man who said he inadvertently damaged his ankle bracelet has been granted a conditional discharge. Erskine Davis pleaded guilty to causing $1,250.46 in damage to his tracking device at his arraignment before Shaka Seville, the senior magistrate. Davis said that he damaged the bracelet by staying underwater for too long. Overseas, in a global operation targeting West African organized crime groups across 5 continents, police arrested 300 people, seized $3 million, and blocked 720 bank accounts. That's according to Interpol. Operation Jackal 3, which ran from April 10th through July 3rd in 21 countries, aimed to fight online financial fraud and the West African syndicates behind it. Interpol saying that the volume of financial fraud stemming from West Africa is alarming and increasing, and that the operation's results underscore the critical need for international law enforcement collaboration to combat these extensive criminal networks. One of the targeted groups was Black Axe, one of the most prominent criminal networks in West Africa. Black Axe operates in cyber fraud, human trafficking, drug smuggling, and is responsible for violent crimes both within Africa and globally. Interpol says Black Axe used money mules to open bank accounts worldwide and is now under investigation in over 40 countries for related money laundering activities. The suspects include citizens from Argentina, Colombia, Nigeria, and Venezuela. In Argentina, following a 5-year investigation, the police cracked down on Black Axe and seized $1.2 million in high-quality counterfeit banknotes, arrested 72 suspects, and froze about 100 bank accounts. And another 200 police officers from Kenya arrived in Haiti Tuesday for a UN-backed mission led by the East African country to battle violent gangs that have taken over parts of the troubled Caribbean nation. The officers arrived nearly a month after the first contingent of 200 landed in the capital of Port-au-Prince, where gangs control at least 80% of the city. Last week, the United Nations Security Council strongly condemned the extreme levels of armed violence in Haiti that are undermining security in the country and the region. Authorities have declined to provide details on the Kenyans' assignments, citing security concerns. Associated Press journalists have seen them on patrol in areas near the main international airport, which reopened in May after a surge in gang violence forced it to close for nearly 3 months. More Kenyans are expected to arrive in coming weeks and months and will be joined by police and soldiers from the Bahamas, Bangladesh, Barbados, Benin, Chad, and Jamaica for a total of 2,500 personnel. They'll be deployed in phases at a cost of some $600 million a year, according to the UN Security Council. In sports, after an extended waiting period, the most anticipated sports list in the country is finally finalized, and with it comes immense joy, but also some disappointment. The Bahamas Olympic Committee ratifying a 20-member team for the Paris Olympic Games Tuesday, but leading into the announcement was the question of whether or not teenage sensation Shania Adderley would be a part of the mix. Adderley ran the sensational second leg for the Bahamas in the mixed 4x400-meter relays at the World Athletics Relay Championships right here in the Bahamas in May, helping the team qualify for the Olympics, which are now just a little over a week away. But a number of Bahamian collegiate athletes were unable to come home for the World Relays and were under the impression that they could validate status on the mixed relay team at the Olympics at the Junior and Senior Nationals. Adderley finished 5th at the women's 400 meters at the B3A's Kids Invitational Junior and Senior Championships in June, thereby failing to qualify, falling out of the required top 3 for consideration for the mixed relay team. University of Tennessee sophomore Javania Valcourt won. Alabama State University freshman Quincy Penn finished 2nd. And New Mexico junior college sophomore McCarthy Cooper was 3rd. B3A's president Jamaico Archer said last week that it was their recommendation to the BOC, the Bahamas Olympic Committee, that the top finishers from the junior and senior nationals be considered as per B3A rules and regulations as it relates to the national team representation. But on Tuesday, the BOC utilized its autonomy of the squad and announced the team inclusive of Adderley and leaving out Cooper. From Major League Baseball, speedy Jarren Duran describes himself as a player who keeps his head down, works hard, never thinks of himself as being better than anybody else. Well, Duran turned some heads in his first All-Star game last night, hitting a tie-breaking 2-run homer for the American League and being awarded the MVP trophy named after the Boston Red Sox legend Ted Williams. The decisive homer came in the 5th inning Tuesday night as the American League beat the National League 5-3 for its 10th win in the past 11 All-Star games. From the NBA's Board of Governors approved the league's next media rights deals with Disney, NBC, and Amazon Prime Video at its meeting Tuesday, moving the league one step closer to finalizing the 11-year agreements that will be worth about $76 billion. Now comes what's next, the final step, seeing if Warner Brothers Discovery will match one of the deals in an effort to extend a relationship with the NBA that dates back to the late 1980s. Warner Brothers Discovery has 5 days to match, that clock starting to run when it receives the contracts from the league. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, citing the ongoing process, declined to offer specifics on when that 5-day window starts or whether it has started already. The new deals, which as currently constructed would keep the NBA on ESPN and ABC, plus add NBC and Amazon to the mix, will begin in the 2025-2026 season. This coming season marks the end of a 9-year, $24 billion deal that was record-setting for the NBA, and the new deal will shatter those records both in terms of length and value. More from the NBA. Star Kyrie Irving broke his left hand during an offseason workout and had surgery. The Dallas Mavericks didn't provide a timeline for his recovery in making that announcement about the injury Tuesday night. Irving and Luka Doncic led the Mavericks to the NBA Finals in their first full season together. Boston won the title in 5 games. The 32-year-old Irving averaged 25.6 points in 58 games during the regular season while dealing with foot, heel, and thumb injuries. Irving made his deepest playoff run since going to the finals with Cleveland in 2017 and helped the Mavs get that far for the first time since Dallas won its only championship in 2011. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Weather brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Here's what's happening. We've got high-pressure ridging across the country that will continue to promote moderate breezes around the islands while maintaining mostly dry and stable conditions today. A heat advisory remains in effect for the Bahamas, and UV indices are also expected to be in the moderate to high range. And everybody's being advised to remain hydrated, wear loose-fitting clothing, limit outdoor activities, and wear sunscreen when you are outdoors, taking frequent breaks from the sun. Beachgoers should also exercise caution due to the slight risk of rip currents, mainly along Atlantic exposures. For all areas today, we're looking at partly sunny and hot conditions, a tad breezy with a chance of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, becoming mostly fair and warm tonight with a stray shower or two possible. For boaters, small craft operators should exercise caution in the southeast Bahamas and in all Atlantic exposures, gusty winds and higher seas expected in showers and thunderstorms. Winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest and central islands, easterly at 15 knots in the southeast Bahamas, seas 2 to 4 feet in the northwestern islands and the central Bahamas, and 3 to 5 feet in the southeastern islands. Slightly higher along Atlantic exposures. Another day of temperatures getting into the 90s, highs around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but that heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 80 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. Weather brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Drive electric for the savings, for the planet, and for the powerful ride. Visit IamGenerationE.com to find out more about the EV life. It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or a tech trouble simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan, along with Chester Robards. Good morning, Chester Robards.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us this morning.
Glad to be here.
Coming up this morning, we've got a lot going on. Coming up this morning, we're going to be talking with Beta Camp. Their STEM summer camp program starts in just a few days. We'll get details about that. And later in business, it's one of our favorite times of the month. Bristol Wines and Spirits will be here. We're talking about rosé today. Perfect for the summer.
Wow.
What's going on
That
with you?
took me back. I was like, are we talking about Rick Ross? That's weird. Anyway, just my brain is strange.
Tell me about it. Yeah, that's all I had. But let's begin with what else is in the news. Rick Ross, yeah? That's
An invitation to play some Ross.
no, it's all right. In the news, some quick hits here before we get into what we want to talk about this morning. This is just really very, very sad. Water and Sewage again warning Luther residents to brace for outages. Just weeks after Central Luther residents suffered through weeks of water outages, the island's once again experiencing challenges with utility. Water and Sewage Corporation issuing a statement advising customers from Gregorytown to Savannah Sound that the naval-based desalination plant was experiencing production challenges, and that even if you're not experiencing anything yet, the impacts could be coming as they work to restore the production at the naval-based plant. And they're not sure how long. It may take a few days to make all the repairs. So they're asking for everyone to bear with them at this time. Boy, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's to have two mishaps so close together.
Yeah,
That's
boy.
crazy.
Oh boy. And then, of course, you heard this. We're going to get more details, hopefully, in our 8 o'clock news. Another murder. It happened last night, sometime after 8 p.m. A 50-year-old man shot and killed on Hannah Road here in New Providence, taking the murder count, we believe, up to 65. These counts are challenging at this point, but yeah, so just awful. All right, so many people waiting for days for this and eagerly anticipating the announcement of the Olympic team, the Bahamas Olympic team. And that came last night, but there is big-time controversy about this. So, in Guardian Sports, our Sheldon Longley writing about this. After an extended waiting period, the most anticipated sports list in the country is finally finalized. And with it comes intense joy, but also, unfortunately, hurt and disheartening disappointment. The Bahamas Olympic Committee ratified a 20-member team for the Paris Olympic Games on Tuesday. But leading into the announcement was the question on whether or not teenage sensation Shania Adderley, remember her, would be a part of the mix. Adderley ran the sensational second leg for the Bahamas in the mixed 4x400 meter relays at the World Athletics Relay Bahamas 2024 back in May, helping the team to qualify for the Olympics, now just a little over a week away. However, a number of Bahamian collegiate athletes were unable to come home from the World Relays and were under the impression that they could validate status on the mixed relay team at the Olympics at the Junior and Senior Nationals. Young Adderley finished 5th in the women's 400 meters at the B3A's Junior and Senior Championships back in June, falling out of the required top 3 for consideration for the mixed relay team at the Olympics. University of Tennessee sophomore Giovanna Valcourt won. Alabama State University freshman Quincy Penn finished 2nd, and New Mexico Junior College sophomore LaCarthia Cooper was 3rd. B3A's president Jermico Archer said just last week that it was their recommendation to the Bahamas Olympic Committee, the BOC, that the top finishers from the Junior and Senior Nationals be considered as per B3A rules and regulations as it relates to national team representation. But on Tuesday, the BOC utilized its autonomy of the squad and announced the team inclusive of Adderley, who now becomes the youngest athlete ever to be named to the Bahamas Olympic team at just 16 years old. All right, so there's a whole list. The whole list is in the National Guardian today if you want to see this. But we'll get to the controversy in a bit. So the article says it's important to note that Anthony Strachan qualified for the Olympics in both the women's 100 and 200 meters, but was forced to shut down her season due to recurring shin splints. Now, as it relates to Adderley, she expressed excitement via a video recording on hearing the news. She said, quote, "I'm excited and I thank God the country can be sure that I'm going to give it my all. I'm very excited. Thank you for sticking by my side no matter what." Now, here comes a controversy. For Cooper, who again, as we told you, in the women's 400 meters placed 3rd, she was not listed as a team member. She voiced her displeasure and frustration on social media. She said, quote, "I just got robbed of a spot on the Bahamas Olympic team. When I came to run, I heard that the rules were they will take top 3 to Paris. I put in the work and I earned my spot on that team. Now they decided to take me off the team and replace me with someone who placed 5th. I am not discrediting Shania, who did her part in helping the team to qualify, which I commend her for. But by right, I deserve to be on that team because that's the rule. They went and removed me from the team without coming to give me any heads up." Cooper went on to say that she would always represent her country, but her mother also went onto social media and said her daughter would not run for the Bahamas ever again if certain issues are not addressed. BOC President Ramel Fish-Knowles confirmed that it was their decision to include Adderley on Team Bahamas for the Olympics. He said, quote, "It's the right thing to do. You have processes and procedures, but sometimes you have to listen to your conscience." What? What? Oh boy. Is that... It's the right thing to do. You have processes and procedures, but sometimes you have to listen to your conscience? I mean, I get when it comes
I'm
to
trying to figure this out, son.
To love and family.
That's their politics.
But I don't know about that. Ooh. Okay. Knowles said, quote, "We in the BOC feel that she, Adderley, earned the right to go to the Olympics. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be in the position of going to the Olympics in the mixed relay. We had to do what we thought was right." Knowles went on to say that in the absence of outright Olympic qualifiers in the women's 400 meters, with the exception of Shawnee Miller-Weibo, precedence should be given to the athlete who actually ran at the World Relays, thereby putting the Bahamas in a position to go to the Olympics in the mixed relay. Now, that's an interesting point. That is a very interesting point. Okay. Choosing to remain positive, Noel said that focus should be placed on the 20 athletes who are part of the team set for the Olympics in July, this month, July 26th through August 11th in Paris. He said, quote, "It's noteworthy that we should recognize the efforts of all the athletes who put in hard work, blood, sweat, and tears in making this Olympic team. All who would have reached this point deserve to be congratulated. I look forward to the performances of our team. I'm very proud of all of them. It's an honor and a privilege to make the Olympic team. Our athletes do a tremendous job in representing the Bahamas, and we look forward to their performances." Chef de mission Hepburn, that's Cora Hepburn, the first woman to serve in that position, also gave her blessing to the team. She said, quote, "I expect your best performances in Paris. If your best performances bring us a medal, we would celebrate. And if it doesn't, we will still dance the night away." Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Mary Bola, congratulated the athletes who made the squad and said it's now up to Bahamians to stand behind the team and give them full support. He said, quote, "We know that Bahamians are resilient. We know that they will do their best in whatever discipline we are represented in. We will be there supporting them on the ground, and Bahamians will be supporting them here back at home, giving them 100% support in their various events. We look forward to a successful showing in Paris." All right. So here's a little breakdown of the team. We'll get to I want to get your views on this controversy, but here's a little breakdown on the team. So the games are again set for July 26th through August 11th in Paris. The Bahamas will be represented in just two sports, athletics and swimming. We just missed out on basketball. Oh, boy. Mm-hmm. There are 18 athletes in athletics and 2 swimmers. For the first time ever, there will be 3 athletes in a hurdles event for the Bahamas. Devin Charlton and Charisma Taylor and let me get this right. Cartwright. What's Cartwright's first name? Oh boy, give me a second. I'll get that in a second. All qualified to represent Denisha. Thank you very much, Chester. In the women's 100 meters hurdles, Shauna Meluibo will have a shot to become the first woman ever to win 3 straight Olympic titles.
Let's go, Shauna.
In the women's 400 meters, and Stephen Gardner will have an opportunity to repeat as Olympic champion in the men's 400 meters. Donald Thomas is going for a record-tying 5th Olympics. He is going to a record-tying 5th Olympics for the Bahamas. And Ken Mullings will be the first Bahamian to compete in the multi-events of the decathlon for the team. The Bahamas has won at least 1 medal at 8 straight Olympics, dating back to a bronze by Frank Rutherford in the men's triple jump in 1992 in Barcelona. Wow. Okay. So, a lot of pressure. But let's get back to this, folks. What do you make of it? The BOC making an interesting point there. But the B3As, which governs athletics, has rules.
They got rules. The BOC got autonomy. What else?
Yeah.
Like a wise man once said, I spend the first half of the year minding my business and the second half of the year staying out of other people's business.
Oh, really?
And I'd be just fine.
Well, then we should just shut down the show. Just play music. Elevator music? You want to do that? I mean...
you understand the BOC's point.
Yes, sort of, yes.
But also the rules allow for... So, I mean, were you going to go to court over it? I mean, is there precedence? Did they do something wrong? Right?
Yeah.
Was it opposed to the rules? Probably not. It is what it is. People make decisions. The man said he had to follow his gut.
Mother says my child ain't running for York ever again.
But she gone all the way. She's like,
typical.
I ain't
never. Bahamas?
Not this
flag
place.
is upside down for me.
Oh.
Boy. Let's hear from you.
Can you fly our flag upside down?
323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Social media was a buzz. I mean, people were very angry, very confused.
You must have lots of sports people on your social media.
Yeah, I guess. But a lot of people who just were paying attention and had known that there was a chance that Shania was not going to make it, wanted to see what decision would be made. And here we go. So let's hear from you. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Very pleasant good morning, Dwight. Pleasant good morning, Chester.
Good morning. Good morning.
I just want to give my view on the decision by the Olympics Committee. I support it. I think it's the right thing to do. The young lady, she gave it her all. When there was no one else to run to qualify, she volunteered herself and she did it. Had she not run, chances are they would not have made it. There would be no team for those who are complaining, who came third and whatever, to be included. Had she not run, had she not participated.
Very interesting.
So I encourage the young lady. It's a good thing. It gives hope to persons who feel disadvantaged that, there's a conscience. You have to, at times, follow your conscience, which is the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. And once that is done, I'm sure that Bahamas supports her, because had she not run, there would be no team. And there will be no complaint for those persons. So I congratulate the Olympic Committee.
Okay. Really interesting. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wow. Yeah, well, I hear you. Let's take another call. And keep those calls coming. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Dwight.
Hi.
Oh, I was wondering if you can hear me. God, this is Strachan away so long with you and Chester. Chester, you're a good company, man. But Dwight, hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
Yeah, Dwight, I don't think it was right what they had done to that young lady. The thing is, she had done the timing. All they had to do, don't get into your conscience, look at the woman timing. And if her timing fit to run, then let her run. That's her prerogative. Because number one, you're not paying her. You see? These guys, some of those coaches, they only want to get some money, but they're not into the art league. The art league's not getting anything.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going in a totally different direction.
I didn't hear you.
You're going in a very unusual direction with this. But, I mean, do you appreciate what the Olympic Committee is saying, though? That since Shania Adderley qualified for the race...
then let her run.
Yeah. So which one are you having? Who are you having? We're confused by what you're saying. So
say it again.
Okay. Thank you very much, Brayman. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's take another call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight.
Hi.
Morning, Chester.
Good morning.
It kind of leaning towards what Raymond basically said. I used to run track and field, sometimes to play basketball, and when time for the cut comes, a lot of people get disappointed for various reasons. I think if the young lady who came third did like Raymond said, did a time, and the timing, you could match them by timing, she should have been allowed to run. Now, let me ask you a question.
No, that's not what Bremen said. I thought that's what he was saying first, but then he said that Shania, since she qualified for the
I think Bremen got confused with that.
Yeah. So, but which one are you saying? Who should make the team?
The three top ladies should automatically qualify, and then they look for a fourth one. Now, my question to you and Chester is: do they take substitutes on those teams?
If they did, they would have said 21, right? So I don't know why they couldn't take 21. I'm not sure.
Who's to say that 20 or 21 is hard and fast? Slam bam, thank you, man.
I think
if they got another qualified, why don't they take her as a standby or as a coach? All of them, I think, could have fit on the team.
Obviously, if they could have, they would have, because I mean, they could have avoided all of this.
Exactly. Right. They should take the young lady and allow her to go. Something may happen to somebody over there. You never know. And they could just substitute. The thanks for taking my call.
I agree with you on that. Totally. Yeah, I would take take 21. Is there a reason they
couldn't
can't?
afford it.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I mean, well, it comes to the public. The people will pay, I'm sure. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Dwight, and good morning, Chester. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
And good morning, to the nation. I'm very pleased. I'm one of those who was scratching my head when I heard when I read the first report that came out from what do they call it again, Dwight? The ones who decided that she was just going to travel as they come along.
I think that was the B3As.
Yes, that was the B3As.
Yeah.
When I read the report, I scratched my head at that, to be quite frank. When I heard the news from Ramel Fish Knowles and their committee, I was very pleased as a Bahamian. As a matter of fact, that type of decision could trump several different areas of our society, and I mentioned it right before I go, but let me just expand by saying this. If you have a situation where the individuals who participated in the race, as was highlighted already on your show, were the ones responsible for helping you to, or ensuring that you qualified to make the team in the first place, regardless of what other times comes in along the way.
You can't talk like that in track, Anton. Really? The
Dwight,
fastest, you need the four fastest people.
Dwight, understand what I'm saying to you. Understand what I'm saying to you. Because there is merit on all sides of the fence, right?
Yeah.
There's merit on the side of the fence that those fastest times were not the legs that ensured that you got the opportunity to qualify to attend the Olympic in the first place.
But that
right?
them's the breaks. That's how it works.
No. That is not how it should work, is my point, though, Dwight. That's why I called in to elaborate on the discussion, because I heard the subtlety in what you were saying, but it wasn't coming across pronounced enough. And so I'm glad that you are pronouncing your position now, because that is a part
I'm
of the
torn.
problem.
I actually don't have a position. I'm very torn on this. I don't know.
That's well, Dwight, you simply expressed that it should be the times, and that's where I'm disagreeing. That is where you can actually break the camel's back, as the proverbial saying goes. Because as was said, Dwight, already on your show, there is the consideration of those who ensure that you qualify to get to the Olympics, and then there's the consideration of those who may have climaxed at a different time and their legs came around and put them in a better position time-wise. How does that advantage or disadvantage the individuals who qualified your team in the first place versus those who seek to represent the country? Because
All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, and you got to keep this in mind. So you qualified, and they barely qualified. You remember that they qualified, right? But these other ladies, 3 of them were in college and not able to come in time for that event, right? So you want to win. You want to win at the Olympics, right? You don't just want to be there. You want to win. So you put your best team forward to win. You want to, take a trip to Paris next year then.
Dwight, let me ask you a question, Dwight. Did you participate in any sport while you were in
I don't
school?
know why you're asking this question.
I
Anton,
I want you to continue your juxtaposition of this situation, and I think you were leading it into politics.
No, I was going to lead it.
You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
Yeah, I can end on that note. But Dwight, just please answer me. Did you participate in sports?
We had to.
School?
We did many sports. Yes, of course.
Of course, Queens College always very competitive. But did you personally participate in sports?
I feel an attack coming on here. What is your point?
Dwight, just answer the question, man.
I certainly wasn't winning any medals.
Okay, did you participate in sports?
Yeah, man, we had to. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. And so if you participated in sports competitively, I believe that your position would be completely different than it is right now.
I don't think it would be. I believe,
Dwight, at the end of the day, I believe that the Bahamas Olympic Committee absolutely hit the nail on the head and got it right. And those are just the punches and the advantages or the disadvantages that goes along with what comes with representing your country at the international competitive level. Dwight, there are those who participated. There are those who did the work. There are those who did the heavy lifting. There are those who ensured that the squad made the team, whether it was barely or not. There are those who did that work. There are those
That's not what this is about, though.
Understand what I'm saying, Dwight? Just understand what I'm saying.
I hear you. I get it.
There are those who wanted to do the work, as you suggested, with the college athletes who were unable to make it down in that timing, but there were those who was here and who got the work done. That's a heavy consideration that must be given, Dwight, and that's the difference, in my view, Chester, getting into the political side of it, that is the difference that determines, as Bahamians, whether Bahamians get the opportunities or whether foreigners get the opportunities. Bahamians who are doing the work, or foreigners.
That's exactly what you want to give. I thought you were going to say that's how less qualified candidates get it because they are more popular than people who actually have the skills. I thought that's where you were going to go.
Dwight, it has nothing to do with popularity. It has to do with those who got the work done for you, those who got you across the finish line, those who have earned the right versus those who haven't. Whether those who did the work.
But that's not a good example here because these ladies did do the work and they did qualify. Not at that event, but they did at another event.
Dwight, you have the rest of the show to juxtapose or reoppose or oppose or whatever your position is. Just hear me out for a few minutes, Dwight. Hear me out for a few minutes. That is a problem that we have in our country nationwide today, Dwight. That same position that Ramel Fish-Nose and his Olympic committee took could be applied right across the spectrum, on the job, off the job, in government, out of government, around this country. And Dwight, I believe that with all my heart, Ramel Fish-Nose and his team, they are on the right side of history, and history will reflect upon them very well. And I hope and I pray that this is a great experience for the young lady, Ms. Adley, and I hope that her family feels reassured that there's decent, honest people who are prepared to look at the rules, who are prepared to look at the reality and make the right decision at the end of the day. Thank you for the opportunity, Dwight. Jester, you all have a great day.
Thanks a lot. Interesting. I love it.
This is a good analogy for.
See, this goes back to exactly what Noel said, the conscience thing. But that when it comes to numbers and a race, that's different from you in an office or in your interpersonal relationships. It's not the same thing, and you're looking for the best team, not just to say that we were there, but to win. And so the conscience argument is it's weak here.
I think the argument is balanced.
It's weaker. Let's put it like that. Weaker.
I think the argument is kind of balanced.
You want the four fastest people.
Well, yes, obviously, absolutely. But that's the squad that got you there. They understand each other on the track now. Maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously these people would practice, but still.
6 more calls. We got a whole lot of your text messages to get to as well. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. How are you there?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
Question. Do you think she will be able to get a chance to run?
Who's she?
Ms. Adley.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, just a question.
I mean, she made the team.
Because I mean, part of this argument is very, very valid. You know, I had a family member that, and we're talking on a small scale, was the best under 17 boy in this country in the 400 meters for a whole season. I mean, he was the best under 400, the best under 17 boys in the 400. Was running good all year. Nobody had to beat him. But you know, the minute those boys that were under 7, that were, went off to school early, went off to college early, came back home, my brother couldn't see the Caribbean team.
Because they were able to beat him? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, because they had faster times. He couldn't even see the Caribbean team.
That's how it works. Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
Right.
Whether people on the road like it or not, whether we think morally Fishnose did what he's supposed to do. That is how it works in sports. That's why Jamaica is the way Jamaica is.
Yep.
That's why Jamaica is the way Jamaica is. Because they don't allow people to be morally engulfed in the system of sport.
Well, I mean, I don't like using morally like that, but I mean, but emotionally, maybe that's a better way to put it. Emotionally,
you can use emotionally.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. I tell you, I was devastated when he didn't make the team because he was good all year.
Mm-hmm.
From an under 13 boy, under 15 boy, he was good.
Yeah.
But when Carifta time came and the boys came back from school because of his age imbalance, he had to deal with people who were already in college, and he couldn't make the team.
Yeah, you got.
And we had the family had to live with that.
Absolutely.
We had to live with it. We didn't die. He got off to college, but we had to live with it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why don't people just learn to live with what the rules are? Why? Why everybody so adhering to the rules in this country now?
Mm-hmm. Because it's, as you said, it's emotions. We're very much driven by emotions.
Why are we so emotionally engulfed in things now?
Now, I don't know if we ever were not. But yeah, passion rules this place.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
I mean, you know, what is not to say that me and my mother and my other family members couldn't carry on and fight and he was this no, he didn't. He didn't make the team.
Yeah.
Come on, man. We gotta go. We gotta grow. You know. We gotta grow as a country. You know. Yes, I mean, I think she should be given a chance. Yeah, but all these arguments with people bringing up, sometimes it just don't make sense.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's see if we can get these calls in really quickly, and then we'll get your messages probably after the news. But good morning, caller. You're on the air.
It was this important that I called back just to raise one question to you. One question. One question. Tell me something. Did Ramel Fishnose and his Bahamas Olympic Committee team break any rule in their decision making?
Well, they have the authority to do this, but they certainly caused the B3As to not follow their rules, and the B3As governs athletics.
Did they break any rule in making their decision to qualify young Miss Adderley to make the Bahamas Olympic team? Did they break any rules?
What they did was cause the B3As now to be looked upon in a very unusual light because, right? Who has
the final authorizing decision?
Obviously, the BOC.
Obviously, the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
This is going to be a problem for the B3As.
Therefore, Dwight, I just want to highlight this rule because I don't want people that comparison with that caller just now was apple and oranges because you can have someone running well for the entire year, but did that person participate on a pre-qualifying team that qualified the Bahamas Carifta team to make Carifta and then was sidelined? No. That was not the situation.
That's irrelevant. It really is irrelevant. You made the team. Now, how you decide to put who for you decide to put in there, that's up to you. You can change it.
So Dwight, let's just be clear with all other callers.
I bet you there are going to be lots of people, lots of teams that do not have the same four that ran here in the Bahamas.
That's weird.
The Olympic Committee, Dwight, ultimately, the Olympic Committee did not break any rules. Their decision was their decision. Regardless of whether people like it or not, people would not have liked it. Obviously, as was already the case, if the young lady did not make the team, people would not like it if she makes the team. The Bahamas Olympic Committee has the final decision. They didn't break any rules. So let's stop with that kind of talk or propaganda, please. Thanks for the opportunity.
Propaganda. You're taking this a little too, I don't know, you're feeling like we're talking about your party or something, but not quite. It's different. It's very different. Let's see if we can get that caller in there. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hi, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Chester.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm listening intently, and I'm a bit flawed here. My daughter was in track, so of course this is passionate to me. I do believe as a country we have an obligation to send our best athletes forward, and that is where we would ensure that we will be able to have our best chance of medaling. With that said, I believe that the young lady does deserve to attend, but not before the person who qualified. Because at the end of the day, we are sending our athletes there to come back and win a medal. We want our best athletes to the best time, emotions, and all that stuff has no place in track and field. When we start making these exceptions and we start to muddy the water, I think we're opening ourselves for issues for the future. When we look at the great countries that are dominating in track and field globally, the U.S., I'd even add Jamaica in there because they're sprint champions. They send the best athletes forward. What happens at the qualifying time is what determines and who they determine will attend. And so I think as a country we need to stop playing games and we need to remove all this foolishness and all this political and all this stuff and send the best athlete. If she qualified, Lisa would also be, we want an educated nation. This young lady was not playing games. She was in university. And so she's come back now and she's qualified. So my point of view is we send her and the young lady, Shania Abdi, she does deserve to attend. But maybe she attends to the second backup if it's possible. If not, she's able to enjoy and have the benefit of viewing the Olympics in person. And that's my perspective.
Okay. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Let's take this final call here, and then I want to read something before we take a break. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for having my call. It's amazing how Anton can get on twice before most of us get on once.
He's fast with those fingers.
Yeah, I just want to say this very quickly, right? And this is just a step down from the argument that you all are having now. But there are 5 golden girls, 5 of them. Only 4 could run in the race. That tells me that one of the ladies who got those girls to the finals did not run in the finals. That's just how sport is. And we don't take people there, especially at that age, just to say experience at such a high quality meet. No, you earn your spot there. And whether you are one of the ones who help us qualify, then show your true mettle. And when you have the nationals, which determines who should travel, then you come in the first 3. It's being brought to my attention that young lady is not even rated in the top 4 or 5. That her time show that she came 5th at nationals. So you are denying other young ladies the opportunity to represent their country and to say that they are an Olympian.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. Appreciate your call. All right, let's read this again really quickly. This is what LaCarthia Cooper posted last night after hearing she didn't make the team. I'm disheartened to come on here and write this. I just got robbed of a spot on the Bahamas Olympic team. When I came home to run, I already heard that the rules were that they will take the top 3 to Paris. I was unable to attend World Relays because my school would not release me. So I came home for nationals, put in the work, and I earned my spot on that team, placing 3rd. So now they decide to take me off the team and replace me with someone who came 5th. I'm not discrediting Shania. She also did her part in helping the team to qualify, which I commend her for. But by right, I deserve to be on that team because that's the rule. They went and removed me from the team without giving me the heads up, any heads up on or anything. I found out when everyone else found out they're making changes and not following the rules. I never thought I would see myself writing anything like this because I would always represent my country with no hesitation. Oh, boy.
That's what happens when the rules are all over the place.
No, they're not all over the place.
No?
They're not all over the place.
One set of rules for one set, one set of rules for another set. One trump this one, the next trump that one.
You got competent authorities that come and decide something contrary to other things.
So you can't blame the BAAAs.
We got to go to the news. We'll be back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. And now, day 24, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Here's what's going on. We've got high-pressure ridging across the Bahamas that will continue to promote moderate breezes across the islands while maintaining mostly dry and stable conditions today. For the number of warnings, we've got another heat advisory in effect for the country, and UV indices are expected to be in the moderate to high range. Everyone's being advised to remain hydrated, limit outdoor activities, wear loose-fitting clothing and sunscreen, and take frequent breaks if you have to be in the sun. Beachgoers should exercise caution due to the slight risk of rip currents along Atlantic beaches as well. So for today, for all areas, we're looking at partly sunny and hot conditions, a tad breezy with the chance of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms, becoming mostly fair and warm with a stray shower or two possible. Smoke-craft operators should exercise caution in the southeast Bahamas and in all Atlantic exposures. Gusty winds and higher seas expected in showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs getting up to around 91 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but that heat index and humidity will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 80 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. In your extended outlook, high pressure centered over the Atlantic will continue to dominate weather across the country for the next few days. That's going to maintain moderate to occasionally fresh breezes and warm temperatures. Isolated showers and thunderstorms will be possible during the next few days as well. So for Thursday, tomorrow, partly mostly sunny and hot with a chance of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Fair and warm at night with stray showers possible. Friday, partly sunny, hot and breezy with a chance of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms during the day. Fair and warm at night with stray showers possible. The tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your Morning Blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all of your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in store today. 8:27, time for a look at traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee auto loan with up to 100% financing. Just a reminder of the work going on Glaston Road between the Rubis service station and the roundabout by Fusion Superplex. That is taking place mainly at night, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Tonight. Expected to be the final night. You're being asked to slow down if you are in that area during the work period. In your real-time traffic at this hour, right now, got a few hot spots to tell you about. We've got Milo Butler Highway, as usual, heavy traffic northbound from just north of the Fire Trail roundabout straight through to Tawny-Williams-Darling Highway. Traffic back along Tawny-Williams-Darling Highway as well, westbound. Blue Hill Road is busy for you near Carmichael. If you're heading northbound, and north of Soldier Road on the way to Independence Drive in the roundabout there. Some building traffic on Carmichael eastbound toward Blue Hill Road. Carmichael near Milo Butler Highway is busy. That's at Faith Avenue intersection. That area looking pretty congested, multiple directions for you. And we've got some building traffic, but manageable westbound on Carmichael to Coral Harbor Road. Then there's West Bay Street as you heading eastbound to downtown, Nassau Street, that area. They've been doing some work in that area, and the traffic signal, the traffic light might not be operational, so keep that in mind as there are some delays there. And we've got Robinson Road near Old Trail and the intersection with East West Highway and Marathon Road looking busy for you at this hour. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Visit rbc.com/Carlo/all of you for more information.
RBC is for all of you. Life is full of twists,
turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello? This Epic Eckert battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Are you ready to elevate your day with a burst of flavor? Look no further than Dunkin', your ultimate destination for everything delicious. From our freshly brewed coffee that is sure to pick you up, to our signature frozen beverages that will cool you down. And don't forget our mouth-watering sandwiches, made to order all day. Dunkin' has it all. And of course, our lineup of fresh donuts, muffins, and more. Dive into a world of yummy flavors at Dunkin' and bring joy to your day. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976. We go everywhere. Shop early at Janae's Chesapeake Road annual back-to-school sale going on now. Get up to 20% off on all school items in stock. Yes, all school items in stock. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts, and a variety of colors and school monograms. Shop early and don't miss out at Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road's annual back-to-school sale going on now. Remember, we go everywhere. Beat the rush and save, save, save at Janae's annual sale now.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Age ain't nothing but a number, they say. Whether you're a baby boomer or a Gen X, Y, or Z, Easy Car Sales invites you to be part of the new Generation E. We drive electric for the savings, for the planet, and most importantly, for the smooth, powerful ride. You really can have it all. We love our EV, and we are Generation E. Join us. Everyone is welcome. Visit IamGenerationE.com to find out more. Brought to you by Easy Car Sales.
My name is
Coach Kevin Johnson. I'm a teacher at C.I. Gibson High School, and I coach basketball. A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction through sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself, stay focused. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Here's the sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in the Bahamas. If we don't have it, we make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor and paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobbycraft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Let's face it, life is hard, but your healthcare doesn't have to be. Give yourself peace of mind with LAMP plans at Doctors Hospital. Sign up today and enjoy the low-cost advantage. Get up to $5,000 in credit limit for non-covered services and 2 free nutritional consultations. Choose your plan today by visiting doctorshosp.com/LAMP. We make healthcare easy.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the Know-How team at 396-1101.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
Now let me see now. 326 ETIC. Hello? This Epic Eckert Battery. This Miss Beulah from round the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326-EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
When I was a young boy living in the city, all I did was run. Staring at the lights, they look so pretty. Mama said, son, you're gonna grow up, you're gonna get old. All that glitter don't turn to gold. But until then, just have your fun. Boy, run. Yeah, run.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards on this Wednesday morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Beta Camp about their STEM summer camp. And then later it's Bristol Wines and Spirits, our monthly segment with them. That's all I had. But we want to get to your text messages. We got a whole lot about what we've been talking about. The Bahamas Olympic team named last night. And some controversy as Lacarthia Cooper, who qualified, was left off the team. And Shania Adderley, who helped the team, the mixed relays 4x4, get qualified to go to France.
Right.
She was included, even though her times aren't as good as Lacarthia Cooper.
So she helped
in the 400 meters.
So she helped the Bahamas to qualify,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily a particular team.
She helped the 4x400 meter relay team.
Well, it's weird because you don't like you were saying, and people were saying, the team doesn't have to look like what it looked like during that qualifying
It doesn't
event,
have to, not at all.
which is crazy.
It is not
to me, but anyway.
It's a relay, so you might swap somebody out, but you are qualified to be
Right,
there.
yeah.
And you might decide to put 4 entirely different people.
Like me and you, like we could be like, hey,
Well,
put those
if
guys
they
in.
don't
No,
want
I'm
to
just
win, if they don't want to win, they would do that. But if they really wanted to win, and not just go to see the Eiffel Tower, then they would put their four best.
But also, as you pointed out, and as you can see in the paper today, there are 7 people who were listed as being a part of the mixed relay team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they already have.
But
their
there's only one mixed
alternates.
relay team.
Right. So they have their alternates. They have if anything happens.
Right.
Yeah. Is
But
it 7 or 8?
Again, we really need to stay away from, as people mentioned before, the politics of sport.
Well, well, it's 8 if you Stephen and Shawnee. So it's 8
Oh,
people.
did I miss
Yeah.
somebody? Oh.
But
Well, there's
those,
only one
those
team,
are,
though.
right. But they've already qualified too. So but
Right.
they'll be included in that. So that's 8 people. So that's a spot that could have gone to somebody else. All right, so let's get your reactions. Let's take this call really quickly, and then we'll get to the text messages. We have a whole lot of those to get to. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Are you still there? Give us a call. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us.
Put it on his thing.
Right.
Yeah.
422-4796. All right, this text, I absolutely cannot read this text on the air. My goodness gracious. That's insane. I mean,
Let me read it.
Don't read it on the air. That's right.
I'm not implicating anyone.
You can read this? Wow.
But this sounds like something.
That's, well, anyway. This person says here, you have processes and your procedures so you don't rely on subjective measurements like your conscience.
Right.
All the best, though, to 16-year-old Shania, but right is right. Very interesting, yeah.
But again, like I say, what is the point of qualifying processes, et cetera, if somebody on the Olympic Committee could just say, yeah, it is what it is.
Right? And
Let's grab Dwight.
Yeah. The B3As, they have rules. Right. They are the governing body for athletics.
Right.
You might be the current head of the Olympic Committee, but my goodness, it's not even your sport. And you are calling into question how they do things now. It's very weird, very strange.
Not calling into question how they do things, but just using your, is it veto power the right phrase? Right? Which you have.
No.
But you know, the point about the political side of sport is you have that power, right? You choose to use it or not. But, you know.
Yeah. This texter says, I'm sorry, but conscience doesn't win medals. Faster times do. Yeah. Yeah. Anton. And that's how it works.
And don't forget, if people remember the race itself that got us qualified, how it looked. The first time they didn't do very good.
No.
And
they
then
had to run a second
They had to
race
run a
in
second
order
race,
to
and
qualify.
they had to switch up the positioning of this young lady.
Yeah.
In order to qualify.
Yeah. This person says, you're not surprised with the decision. We don't follow rules. Other countries make the difficult decisions. We made an emotional one. Did they give any reasoning for cutting the young lady from the team? Yeah, they did. They said they went on their conscience. That's what the Olympic Committee said. They had to deal with the conscience.
They say she helped the team make it?
Right. They said it would be wrong to not allow her to be on the team since she was a part of the team that qualified.
Is mama name him Clay? I'm going to call him Clay.
Carry both Cooper and Adley, I guess, as part of the relay pool, but they already have other people. That's the point. That's the point Chester's making. They have eight people. Maybe even more, because I mean, you could potentially run some other folks, right? Yeah. So they already have alternates. It seems. Suppose there's a mishap with one of them, right? Right. But again, they already have done that. Yeah. This person says here, why can't both girls run? Is it a budget thing? Can't the BOC have a cookout or a car wash or something?
In a hotel room's embarrassed.
I say let the people who showed up for the race, I don't know what they're saying, run? Remember, success is 90% showing up. No, you're not following this carefully at all. The World Relays were different from the Nationals, right? And the team qualified at the World Relays, but later there were the Nationals. And that's when these other folks qualified. And that's how that works. There are many qualifying events during the season.
They had commitments to their school during the World Relays.
But they had other opportunities to qualify, which they did. So it's not about not showing up. That's not how it works. It should be the fastest qualifiers. Oftentimes people run in relay heats to qualify for the finals, but the fastest 4 sprinters actually run the final to ensure the best result. Sentiment should not be a consideration. Yeah. The young lady helped our team make the Olympics. The B3As announces she will be a part of this team, then come up with this stupid idea that she won't be included on the team. This is ludicrous. Well, again, that was before the final qualifiers, and she didn't make the rule as the top 3.
Right.
And that's what happened there. This texter says, caller, we'll get to you in a second. Morning all over the world, different people qualify teams and others take part in the Olympics. Yeah, same thing we're saying. Just look at the USA men's and women's basketball team. They should follow the rules. And this texter, it's a tough decision either way on the relay team. However, I am of the opinion that the best team should be constructed. Okay, let's take this call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Morning.
Hi.
Morning, Dwight and Chester.
How you doing?
Dwight and Chester, as much as we accuse Anton of using chicken solution, I'm with Anton this morning when it comes to the race. You see, Dwight, we all who know, who watches sports and athletics, races in particular, know that it is not always the fastest competitor. It's just the competitor who's at their best at the time of that race or that day. All right? So the young lady, she should have been a part of the team because, that's what we call succession planning. In this country, we're always afraid to bring always the young person because we always say this one has the experience and this one has the speed. See, maybe by her going, it could have actually given her the drive to probably in the next Olympics, she probably could have been ready. She might have been the next Shani. So, it's not always but the fastest time. It's athletic is who's at their best during that day. And the Bahamas, we have to believe in succession planning. And she should have gone for the experience. That's the way I see it.
Okay, so
All right.
so Shania's 16. Lacarthia, who didn't make it, who has a faster time, is 17. So they're both very young. Very, very young. So,
Yeah, she should have gone for the experience, Dwight.
which one are you talking about? Who you're saying?
You don't, they ain't always for winning, It's for winning for the future.
No, there are all kinds of meets that you could go for experience, not the Olympics.
Thank you, guys.
Not the Olympics. That's not the one you take.
Is there even a guarantee that she'll be on the final team with 8 people going? Who could run the mix?
I don't know. It's an interesting point. That is an interesting point. Okay, I can't read that. This belies everything about track. I can't believe a team of coaches came up with this dumb rationale. It is common practice to run alternates in the heats to give your best extra time to rest, but the best run the final. Yeah, and that caller made the point about 5 Golden Girls. Yes, LDs ran in the early races, but didn't run in the final. So that's a very interesting point.
What they say about coaches?
This person says the decision to pull Shania on the team sums up the culture, or to put Shania on the team sums up the culture of social promotion in our society and how incompetent people, don't go that far, incompetent people are put in pivotal roles. But you journalists need to do some investigations into who she's. Oh my lord!
Oh boy!
My lord! What did I tell you? What did I tell you? This is a text. This is the Bronny James effect. Wow. I agree with Lacarthia Cooper. She was robbed. Miss Adderley was a part of the team that qualified for the Olympics, but if she did not place in the top 3, she shouldn't have been able to attend as a spectator. She should have been able to attend as a spectator. What was the point of the qualifying event for Team Bahamas if at the end of the day they're still not going to stick to the rules of taking the top 3? Finishing top 3 proves you are the best in the event. We want to win the Olympics like everyone else. Sadly, this is overshadowing the hard efforts of those that made Team Bahamas. Boy. And just a couple more before we go to the break. If people don't obey the rules of the road as something simple as that, you think they would obey the rules of, I guess the B3 as they're trying to say. The Nassau is not a real place. We make up rules as we go along.
Well, that's the problem. They didn't make up a rule. Somehow the BOC has this authority.
They trumped the rules. Pardon any strange puns there. It's all about winning, Dwight. If you ain't first, you're last. It's all about the goal. Another texter, the point of a race is to win. Best times win races, not emotions. Yeah. And this one says here, the qualifying time for the 400 meters women is 51.3 seconds. Do we know what time Cooper ran at the B3A's Nationals? If you find out, it might answer the questions whether Cooper qualified for the Olympics. You're just tuning in, I guess. The top 3. She was in the top 3. She came 3rd, and Shania Adderley came 5th in the women's 400 meters. They didn't qualify for the women's 400 meters, but they qualified to be a part of the Olympics. The relays, right? So only Shanae qualified for the 400 meters, apparently. But again, they were all in a race together. And Lacarthia Cooper came 3rd. Shania Adderley came 5th. And the rule is with the B3As that the top 3 would go on for any relays.
Do you think if they end up winning the mixed, the hate is going to grow?
Everyone will forget about this.
No, they won't.
If they win.
No, they won't. They won't forget about it.
You don't think so? I mean, people say, oh, look, they tried to count you out, but look what you did. If they lose, oh boy. Anyway, let's take this call really quickly and then we got to take a break. Good morning, you're on the air. Are you there? No. Okay. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're changing gears. Beta Camp, STEM Summer Camp, all the details about that right here on Morning Blend on a Wednesday morning on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I can make it last 3, 4, 5 days. Living it up, but living down low. Chasing that luck before I get old. Looking back, oh, we had some fun. Boy, run, 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 run. They tell you that the sky might fall. They'll say that you might lose it all.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Looking for great device deals and offers this summer? Look no further. Alive has special discounts on the latest smartphones, Ring devices, and accessories. Plus, as an Alive customer, you can expect exclusive yet extra offers and rewards, which means even more value for your money. We're talking more data, prizes, and surprises. Upgrade with us and experience the perfect summer with Alive in store or at bealive.com/deal.
RBC. RBC will find the right loan for all of you with competitive rates and extended terms to suit you. Whether it's for debt consolidation, your next vehicle, or home purchase, sometimes we all need a little more. No matter the reason for the loan, we're here to help you find the solution. RBC. RBC has all the loans for all of you. Let's start with a conversation today.
My name is Minister Arlene Thompson. I am the Young Women's Fellowship Director, as well as I am the Community Dance Director here at Church of God of Prophecy, Shirley Street. My motto is one girl at a time. If we start with just one thing and we build on that, I think that makes a whole big difference. When we started out, we didn't anticipate having 1,000 children here. Our goal was to reach one child at a time. The whole idea was to find a safe place for them, some place for them to express their talents and their giftings, and also a positive environment for them to be in. I do the work that I do in my community because I see that they can become more than they are. I can see born leaders. And one thing I can say, the change in them has affected their families. We started something small, it grows, and we have a greater impact on the community as a whole. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
We are back with Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I just want to give you a traffic alert. We're getting reports of major delays on JFK Drive from the roundabout with Munnings Road and heading into Westridge. From there, backed up all along Lake Cunningham this morning. So anticipate that you're going to have some major issues. Traffic is backed up for quite a ways at this time. So that's what we're seeing right now. All right. So science and technology and engineering and mathematics. We're talking about STEM this morning. Beta Camp and their STEM summer camp. It's back, and here to tell us all about it. We're very pleased to welcome back Albrion Simonet. Good morning, sir. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning, Bahamas. Thanks for having me on the air.
All right, so remind people what Beta Camp is all about.
Okay, so BETA stands for Bahamas Engineering Technology Advancement. BETA Camp has been around now for about 10 years now. We've been exposing Bahamian youths to career potentials in the STEM fields. So STEM is a popular buzzword, but I'll just say it for persons in the back who might not have heard. STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And so the BETA group has come together in order to stimulate interest and to create greater awareness around it. And so we've been doing this signature BETA summer camp. This year, BETA camp starts on Monday coming. That's July 22nd. And it's going to be hosted at the Laifiki International School. That camp registration is still open. Persons can still get their students in. Our target audience are students in between grades 7 to 9. So that's ages roughly 11 to 14. That's our target audience. And that's open to public school, private school. There's also Family Island students also come on board with Beta Camp as well. And so this year's theme, I just want to talk about this year's theme. Our camp is from the 22nd to the 27th. And our theme this year is Ignite, Inspire, and Innovate. And so we've been very pleased to see the success of Beta over the years, even seeing persons who have come through Beta Camp go on to pursue careers and degrees in engineering, and then come back home and then work in the field. So we're actually getting more, we're strengthening the pipeline of STEM education and then STEM professionals to get persons into the industry here in the Bahamas.
Yeah. And you're seeing boys and girls, a mix. Is it more one than the other? What are you seeing?
There's a fair split, actually. In fact, traditionally, women have been underrepresented in the engineering industry. And so one of the things Beta prides itself on is trying to create a balance between males and female involvement in the STEM careers. A lot of the professionals in there, in fact, I'll give a shout out to the founders of a Beta Camp. That will be Trinika Roll, as well as DeAndre Wilson Hijirika. They're both chemical and biomedical engineers, Bahamians, who currently work in Canada and the United States. But they saw the gap, and we all agree there was a need to increase it in the country. And so we've been focused on getting different groups represented, Family Island students, girls involved. And so there's a large group of students every year. We do about, let's say, 50 to 80 kids that come in, get direct access to professionals like myself. I'm a geotechnical and civil engineer. There's mechanical engineers, computer engineers, different electrical. And so they get exposed to these various professionals. They get hands-on activities. They get field trips. They get to see the actual sites of these actual things. So they can see their hands, at work. And we do projects. We come together. At the end of it, we do a design project where they get to apply all that they've learned over the week in an interdisciplinary kind of thing. Because you're in one session today doing mechanical engineering, another one doing electrical, and then at the end of it all, you put it all together, what you've learned now, and you do a team project, and you now compete to design a solution to a problem. Which is what the core of what engineers do, design problems.
So many questions. Okay, tell us about in previous years what we saw with the final project. What are some of the things that came out of the final projects?
So the final projects would have included things like new developments, new technologies would have come out of it, and just innovative thing. One of the ones that really sticks in my mind, because there was, before the Point Garage was there, the parking garage at Bay Street, right? Before that was built, one of the Beta student groups said, hey, we need to put a garage there. And I think 2 years later, a garage was there.
Oh, wow.
And I said, wow, they must have been tuning into what these kids were thinking, because they're thinking about, okay, Junkanoo, traffic, parking is an issue. How do you solve the issue of parking downtown? Build a parking garage.
Right.
And so this is kind of things that the kids are coming up with, and they're skating ahead. They're skating ahead. Their minds are not limited to what they see around and thinking, oh, because it's so expensive to do, we can't do it. No, if you can design it, the funding is there to get it done in this country and be able to move forward.
Yeah. So I hope that they'll come up with some overpass ideas for the streets in New Providence, and hopefully in 2 years we'll get them.
Yes, definitely.
But yeah, all right. So you said Family Islands. So how does that work? Is it remotely, or are they flown in? How do you do this?
So Beta has actually flown students in the past, and we've only been able to do this through the contributions of our kind sponsors. The Laifiki International School, Sun Oil, and Doctors Hospital have been very great supporters of the work that we do, where they recognize the need for STEM education in the country. So again, if you want to find us on social media, our website is wearebeta.co, or you can Google search Beta Camp, wearebeta.co. Also, if you go on our Facebook page, we're doing a talk tonight where we're having a panel discussion. Our panel discussion tonight is talking about STEM readiness in Bahamian education. That's tonight at 7:30 p.m. So if you go to Beta Camp's Facebook page, that'll be live streamed. You'd be able to hear from some young engineers in the country where we talk about the positioning of our country, internationally speaking, for STEM education. And so our mission is to advance engineering technology in the country. So again, Beta Camp, we are beta.co. Registration is still open for the camp. We are still taking donations. If any corporate body wishes to be a part of what we do, we have to give special thanks to RF Bank as well as the New Providence Ecology Park, who have also kindly sponsored us. The Beta Camp, what we charge students is nowhere near the actual value of the camp. They get lunch, they get field trips, they get paraphernalia, T-shirts, backpacks, water bottles. There's snacks involved. And so essentially when the kids come there, it's a fully inclusive experience, fully immersive experience at Life for Key School. And that's from about 8:30 a.m. to about 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's a full day for the kids. And they will be fully immersed, and they make some friendships that last for life, some networks that last for life. Mentorship is a big deal for Beta Camp. We still mentor students. I have mentees now who would have started in civil engineering, went off to college in civil engineering, finished, and now they're working in the field, and they can come to me as a senior engineer, and I can give them advice about their career. So we maintain that kind of communication to grow the pipeline.
Wow.
In engineering, are we suffering a brain drain?
There's definitely high demand for engineers around the world, and so even like myself, there have been opportunities for myself to leave, and I said no, I'm loyal to here, so I'm here. And so there's definitely opportunities, and because there is such a great demand around the world, it's the need for us to increase our supply of engineers in the country.
Okay, tell us the cost. How much is it for people to be a part of this?
So the weekly cost. So it's a 1 week camp, and it's $150. That's from actually 8 a.m. to 5:15. Sorry, so from 8 a.m. to 5:15, $150. That includes lunch daily, that includes snacks, that includes paraphernalia, that includes all of the materials, as well as transportation to the field trips on the final day. They do field trips. And so all of that's included in that $150
It's a really good deal.
per week.
It's a good deal.
Yes, and so we're not charging what it actually costs, because our sponsors have helped us to offset that cost. And so we also like to give shout out to Cloud Curry, Braun, IRCA, IBS, Integrated Building Services, and also Decorative Pavement Concepts, who would have sponsored us, and Aquapure. They're also sponsors of this Beta Camp.
Nice.
So it is STEM, but I mean, do you have to be good in STEM, or can you just have an interest? Or are you looking for people who are already heading in that direction? What do you say?
So the kids at Beta Camp, some of them come with some knowledge. A lot of them come from scratch. And so we actually take an in-survey to see where they are, and then we test them afterward to see how far they got.
Excellent.
And so we like persons who are not exposed at all. Our mission is to expose them to these various fields.
Wonderful.
Some of them, it's their first time hearing about engineering. Some of the parents don't know, okay, what is this thing? They don't know. And so we're exposing them through it, and they're able to take it back now to their families.
Fantastic. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
So we are beta.co is our website again. Beta Camp. Beta Camp on Facebook. Beta Camp on Instagram. Beta Camp, just if you Google search Beta Camp, you'll find us.
Yeah. And you say it's at Life for Key.
Life for Key International School from July 22nd to the 27th. So that's starting Monday, and it ends on Saturday.
And what's the deadline that people can...
Deadline to register, I believe it was yesterday, but we're still accepting a few persons if they apply. But we usually get to a point where there's a wait list. So we still encourage persons to apply now, even if it's to get on the wait list for next year's camp, if not this year.
Okay. Wonderful stuff.
Yes.
Albion Simina, thank you so much.
Thank you
for being
for
here this
having me.
morning. Good luck with it. What year are you all in now with the camp?
This is our 10th year.
10th year.
10th or 9th.
Okay.
10th or 9th year.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
Great
Yes,
stuff.
thank you very much.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, we're going to be taking a break for news and back with Morning Blend Business. Stay with us.
And the magic from the hand are making weird signs. Things I've never seen before. Behind open doors, talent and imagination. Weird science. Not what teachers said to do. Making dreams come true. Living tissue, warm flesh. Weird science. Plastic tubes and pots and pans. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Bits of my creation. Is it real? It's my creation. Ooh, my creation. It's my creation.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Chester Robards, and it is time for our monthly segment with Bristol Wines and Spirits, our favorite time of the month. We're very pleased to have with us, as always, Kyle Stubbs, Tori Saunders, and Zena Williams, and they've brought special friends along this morning. We've got from Hampton Water Wine Company, we've got Ed Murray and Michael Mazurski. Yes? Good morning, everybody. Great to have you with us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. That was spot on with the name pronunciation.
I try. So, Kyle, what are we doing today?
We're talking wine as usual, but we're excited. We're in the middle of the summer, and there's a particular wine that sees a lot of attention at this time of year. Yeah. And these fantastic gentlemen brought with us some samples in advance of a container that we're hoping shows up on the port any day now.
Wow.
So that this wine becomes available in the market.
So this is brand new to the Bahamas?
To us.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we're excited. We tasted it up yesterday, did some staff training, and we went into the market. It was well received.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a little bit more of that again today. But of course, we like for the listening audience to get that initial feedback of a new product with you two gentlemen. And then, of course, Ian is here, so we'll talk all about good promotions and some exciting things we had last week at Bahamas Botanicals and what's coming up wine tasting and wine education-wise. Excited that Tori is sitting here on the side of us, but he might look a little nervous. He sits his WSET level 3 tomorrow morning.
What? All right. Go ahead, Tori.
So we're in the middle of an action-packed week.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing stuff. All right, so Michael, you're the CEO of Hampton Water Wine Company.
Yes.
All right, so tell us about the company and tell us about your products.
So the...
Get a little closer to that mic there. Just pull that up.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the company is from the Bon Jovi family. So John Bon Jovi and his son Jesse.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So what they did is they created a wine that they wanted to stand alone on its quality. So it's a wine that's won over 90 points 4 times. It's been on the top 100 list, and it's actually this month Wine Enthusiast is going to give it a over 90 point rating for the 23 vintage.
Nice.
So it's really great quality wine. What's nice about it is that it's aged in French oak for a short period of time, so it takes away the acidity, so it keeps it a very fresh, clean wine. They started the company because Jesse used to go out a lot with his friends when he was younger, and used to drink a lot of rosé, and his mom didn't like it because everybody in the Hamptons drank rosé, but he wasn't, maybe not quite old enough, but he was drinking rosé anyway. And he would say, "Hey, Mom, it's not rosé, it's Hampton water." So one night, his father was having a party, and the party was over, and his dad said, "Why don't you come drink some pink juice with me?" His father loves rosé, and Jesse said, "Dad, it's not pink juice, it's Hampton water." And he said, "Why?" And he says, "Because when we go out with all my friends in the market and we want to order in the rosé in the restaurants, nobody knows how to say the wines. It's too hard. So they're pointing at the menu. He says, I wanted to give them something that was easy to say and fun to drink, and you could drink it any way you want. And what he's done is they've created a rosé with Gerard Patron from Languedoc, France, that is really easy to drink. It's easy to mix, and it has the largest social media presence for a rosé out there. So we're on TikTok, we're on everywhere. So it's a fun wine. It's a lifestyle wine.
So it's only rosé that you.
It's only rosé that we do right
okay.
now.
Okay, all right, that's pretty cool. And the Hamptons love the.
Yeah,
rosé.
so the tagline is born in France, raised in the Hamptons.
Excellent. So Ed, why you're the international sales manager? Why are we just getting this in the Bahamas?
That's
Get a little closer to the mic.
that's a wonderful question as to why we're just getting it now in the Bahamas here. We are excited that we're with Bristol. We are expanding this business, and the Bahamas was right at the very top of our list of a market that we need to be in. For me, basically living 2 hours away in Orlando, Florida, Bahamas is a quick trip for me.
Yeah.
It's a nice extension. It's like my backyard.
Yeah.
And we love Nassau. We love the Bahamas. This is the perfect market to be in. And you get to enjoy summer all year long here. And that's perfect. You've got the beaches. You live here.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So, how could we not be in the Bahamas?
Yeah.
So it's been crucially important for us to get the wine here, get it established, and Bristol's the team to do it.
Yeah, wonderful.
Nice, very good.
All right, so before we taste it, describe it to us. Describe Hampton Water.
So, Hampton Water, for me, it is a clean, crisp, dry wine. It has got, for me, flavors of strawberry, a little bit of peach in there. Finishes long and smooth, though. It really lasts on the palate, and it's so versatile when it comes to food. From a food standpoint, it goes great with barbecue. Anytime I'm having barbecue brisket, ribs, chicken, I love rosé. Rosé's outstanding. Perfect for Arawak Cay and a fish fry. If there's one place you want to have rosé, it's definitely Arawak Cay and do the fish fry. But it's great with conch too. And I know you guys have a little conch now and then. So,
once in a while.
In a while. So obviously the abundance of seafood that's out here, it perfect. Just fresh vegetables. It's just a versatile, all-around wine, and it pairs nicely. It bridges that gap between red and white.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful color.
Beautiful pink color.
Yeah, and nice bottle. What can you tell us the significance of the lady on the bottle on the label?
Yeah. So it's going back to like some Art Deco elegance, taking back into the Art Deco. And I said it really was about a very strong woman diving in the water, and it was about being strong and just playful, and it's really kind of where they come in. I think Jesse has that tattoo on his arm. So, and we have tattoos, and we were out one day with these divers, and we try to tell people they last for like 5 days. They don't come off no matter how hard you scrub. And this woman put it on her face.
Oh boy!
She ended up having to go to work for the next week with the tattoo on her face.
That's funny. That's nice.
Okay, all right. So
good.
Kyle,
before we get into the glass, what I learned and like about this particular brand is when we attach celebrities to certain brands, it's almost like we just taking the name, right? But we're talking about the Bon Jovis who hands are in the mix, but also working with a renowned French wine producer, which also brings credence or credibility behind the product and the label itself. Outside of that, I like to taste wine without looking at the labels. If we were to remove the label and everything else, we would all unanimously agree that this is a quality rosé that stands apart from the typical rosés that we drink every day. The fact that it's been oaked is something that we may have one or two other rosés, but they are quiet in our portfolio in terms of being able to express this particular style. Classic Provence style grapes are used inside the production of this, and so it's awesome. I think we were blown away when they tasted it a few months ago. We were blown away yesterday. Like I said, it was very well received. And then when we do a nice little launch later this year, we'll see all of the other POS materials that come along with it, some fun stuff, right? We have a signed guitar that we're gifting one of our good independents today, who is going to be a part of us pushing this brand in the market and doing it effectively. And some other things down the pipeline, but Yasin is putting on a nice little shades.
Okay.
So we're talking about, bringing a lifestyle with the brand, but quality liquid is most important.
So happy I put on my pink shirt today.
I didn't get the memo. Wow.
Well, let's give it a sniff, a swirl, and a sip, and let's see what's up.
That is very nice. That is very nice.
All day by itself.
Yeah.
Nicely chilled, you would drink it all day.
I understand where you're coming from with the barbecue pairing, and definitely go with some.
Caesar salad and salmon.
Yeah.
Caesar salad, salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a nice ceviche taco yesterday
that'd be good.
at Solomar. I thought it sit extremely well with that.
Yeah.
We're big on seafood, whether it's cooked or raw. This will sit extremely well on the side of it. We're big on salads as well. This could fit in the health category in terms of, a gram or less of sugar.
Okay, all right.
So, but it's quality where we can stop having that conversation that rosé is seasonal.
Oh, okay.
Right. We see the peak
Yeah.
in the spring and the summer, but with this, this is a year round on the side of just about every dish that we like to enjoy.
Very nice.
Minus the heavy, well done steaks.
This isn't like super chilled right now. What temperature do you recommend? I mean, this tastes really good at this temperature. Is it typical that people get it really cold?
Well, you absolutely can get it nice and ice cold.
Yeah.
It's perfect that way. But having it a little bit warmer, that was intentional, so you can really kind of discern the different flavor profiles and the layers of fruit that are in there.
Absolutely.
I find that's about 45 degrees, which is a little warmer than it should be, but it still gives you that layers of flavor, and that's crucially important. But absolutely ice it down and have fun. You're going to want to, especially if you're taking it out to the beach.
Oh, it's good. I'm a little upset the container isn't here yet.
We are too. Ed and I have been back and forth with email and WhatsApp, and I was like, please just be here a day before or the day that he arrives or something.
So you're thinking before the end of the month?
Yeah, definitely. Before the end of the month, and we'll let it be known. So that folks who would have listened today would know that they can come and we'll offer a nice introductory price for those folks who are waiting on it.
Right. We wanted to ask about the introductory price and what the price you think is going to be.
Now, we're on national radio, so I don't want nobody hold me to nothing, right?
It's early yet.
But we're trying to... The aim is to have this at less than $30, right? That'll be the cap for this. And so we're just waiting on the product to actually land. Of course, we have to take care of the government of the Bahamas. Once we do that, then we know where our prices fall. But we're looking for the trade customer anywhere between $18 and $22. On the retail shelf, no more than $30.
Right.
It's what the goal of the game is.
This is the first bottle I've seen with the cap that's clear and what is it? It's a glass top.
So the top, the closure is a glass stopper, and it can
beautiful.
reseal nicely. So it's very easy to open. You just remove the little vessel that protects the bottle and protects the stopper. Use your two thumbs, the meaty portion of your thumbs, to push straight up, and it'll release and open up nicely. And then you can put it right back in. But Jesse and John and Gerard are very, very focused on giving back to the land and being a steward of the land. And so we want to keep our carbon footprint as low as possible. And that's all part of this. This is a recyclable resource from start to finish.
Oh, wow.
And it's glass.
That's excellent.
It's all glass, yeah.
It's beautiful.
And, it has this Hampton water, so it makes a nice little desk paperweight.
There you go.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
It actually fits in other bottles because you can actually reseal it and put it in your refrigerator on its side.
Oh, wow.
So
it stays
won't even
there.
spill. So which is great, and it keeps it fresh and which is really nice.
Can't ask for
That's
more than
pretty
that.
cool. Right. That's pretty cool. You might want to up the price a little bit. But wow.
And, you know, look, if you're out and about too, you don't need a corkscrew because you just use your thumbs and you can open it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Convenience.
Yeah,
Right?
very
We're all
nice,
about
very
it.
nice. So rosé, yes, we love rosé, but any chance that you might branch out beyond rosé?
We have something later in the year
Mm-hmm.
that we're branching out into. We're moving into a bubbly.
Okay.
So it's being produced now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we like where we are in rosé.
Mm-hmm.
We like that our customers like that. So for us, you know, as we talk to our consumers and we talk to people on social, it's that everyday drink. I mean, we do, you know, in the U.S. where it's cold, we still do 25-30% of our business in the fall.
Wow.
So people are drinking it all year. So it is a nice alternative to red or white when you're sitting at home and you're having, like you said, a salad or something. It's refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't feel heavy. It's not sweet.
Right. Yeah.
You get a little bit of sweetness to it, but there's less than a gram of sugar.
Yeah.
So it really, you know, if you're watching your weight or
Yeah.
it's a great thing to have.
Was that something they were going for with this?
We always look at things when we're looking at, like when we did our sparkling, most sparklings are between 8 grams and could be up to 30 grams of sugar. We're hovering around 5, but we want to make sure that the fruit comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we want to make sure that you actually get that finish, but it's not heavy with, you know, overly sweet,
Right.
and not too dry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that balance that we get so that you can drink more.
Yeah. Kyle, this is an interesting text here. This person says they're just back from a wine train tour of Napa and Sonoma Valley. A must-do for any wine lover. Got a real appreciation for rosés on that trip, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. Let's talk about the market here, rosé market. Who's the rosé lover in the Bahamas, and how does that compare to the whites and the reds and the other things that you have at Bristol?
So when it comes to rosés, the customer is driven by the female customer, rosé wine consumption. But we're seeing a little bit of a shift in that, right? Of course, you know, the wine folks didn't take rosé as serious as they should have from the get-go, and now it's becoming a thing, right? You can't deny the seriousness behind rosé wines. That's number one. Number two is because of what it is and people's understanding of it is still price driven. So we see our rosés between $15 and $25 flying off of the shelf. And then we start to slow down as we move into the $30 to $35 and $35 to $40. It's the same kind of thing with Sauvignon Blancs and Pinot Grigios, right? Once we reach a certain price point, people start to, I'm not comfortable spending $100 on a Pinot Grigio, kind of thing. And but of course, we always spoke about how our introduction to rosé in our market was through the mistake of White Zinfandel, which was a lot more sweeter than this that we're enjoying.
Right.
And through skin contact, we ended up with the pink juice, and we just went crazy over it. But as we get older, I'm heading for 40. I don't drink what I used to drink based on my choice or preference. My palate just won't allow me to do it, and it happens to all of us. Right, and so we will graduate from the White Zinfandel, and now we are drinking a lot of French rosés. Because they belong to us, I can call name brands, but who has been dominating in the market and globally as well? It's been the Whispering Angels, and then the Minutis, and then we have the market that's littered with everything, and everybody is bringing in rosés from Miraval and so on and so forth. But again, when we put this whole story together behind Hampton Water, I think it separates itself from that category in totality. The packaging, the story behind it. When we bring the brand to life, I think it's going to be one of those where people can identify a lifestyle with it, right? They say surfing, we just say beach. We do everything on the beach, right? Somebody could bring a little small surfboard, somebody could be scuba diving, somebody could, whatever it is, it's the beach. This bottle looks like it belongs on the beach, right? It also, you know, based on the brand, and when it comes to life, we're talking about pouches that we could see folks on the beach and at the pool bars with straws in it, right? And then this brand is leading the conversation, which I've been a big advocate for the last 5 years in this disruption of the liquor industry, is this rosé is playing with some serious cocktails.
Oh, wow.
You mentioned mixing, and I was wondering why you said that, and I was like, what? Mixing with what?
It makes a wicked rosarita. Margarita.
Really? I get that. Yeah, I can see that.
Because what happens is because of the French oak aging, in this, it takes away some of the acidity.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're mixing that like in a margarita, like the recipe is like 1.5 ounces of Hampton water rosé, 1/2 ounce of tequila, lime juice, agave nectar, or simple syrup. And it takes away the acidity from the lime that wine does. And so it creates a really nice, low alcohol cocktail that you can just drink and enjoy at the beach or sitting outside. So I batch these things on the weekends when I have my friends come over, and I have a few people adding a little bit more tequila to it, but it makes a great cocktail for the
I get it.
weekend.
Tori, next month we're gonna try that out, right? Yeah. All right. So talk about the promotion when you do get your shipment in. What are we likely to see?
So for the end of the summer, it'll just be some tastings and some retails and some independents. Liquid to Lips is what we're all about. We can tell this story all day, but it's that reaction like, oh, this is really good.
Right.
Oh, I would spend $30 on. Oh, I'd carry 2 bottles home for the weekend. Would be number one. Number two is the plan would be for us to tighten up our relationship with Margaritaville Hotel, and they would be who we partner with to officially launch into the market.
Okay.
What that looks like, it will be some back and forth conversations with these gentlemen in Margaritaville, but I'm sure it's one of those things that you don't want to miss, right? And a strategic pick of Margaritaville because it's where it is, but it's one of those hotels where whenever there's an activation or dinner, it's usually 50-50 between tourists and locals, or more locals than tourists.
Right.
And so we want that brand to be able to stick with us. Yes, it's available in the U.S. Yes, the American tourists who come here can enjoy it here and there, but we want to build and develop the brand here. And so Margaritaville strategically would allow us to bring in some of the local clientele. I'm certain, I don't know who might, could, or would show up.
Well, Margaritaville is also a little rock and roll.
Yeah. Synergy between brands, right? And so I think it's going to be something nice. We just want the product. As we'd be so much more comfortable to dive into what that launch will look like once I could say yes.
Well, is it an introductory product amount, or are you going to be like going full hog into it?
Based on the groundwork that we did yesterday, we're going to be going full hog, and there's some things that's going to allow us to do that.
Okay.
So our first 2 shipments are coming out of France. But these lovely gentlemen have a nice storage inside New Jersey, bonded, that allows us to cut 3 months down to 10 days.
Okay.
So hopefully, through the work we do today, and having a concrete answer as to when the first shipment comes, we know how we pull the trigger on the rest so that we just continue to build what it is that we do.
Okay. Exciting.
I like. And seeing it in the glasses. Sure, we'll be seeing more of that.
A lot more.
But the other thing about this that I kind of notice is I don't taste it anymore.
Right.
There's not like a strong
aftertaste.
Not like a strong aftertaste. It's not chilling in my mouth like some other wines.
No, but it's one. But it allows you to go back to get that next glass because you want that mouthfeel and absolutely.
Yeah. I like that.
I think it draws you back to a second.
Yeah.
I think it'll draw you back to another glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see the strawberry to the bottom.
It's such a nice looking bottle, right? And I kept looking at the bottom because it's the only kind of thing that's popping things, right? At the little strawberry pieces. That's really cool.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
It's essentially a nod to the flavor profile.
Yeah, I love the bottle, especially this cap, though. I'm in love with the cap.
Yeah, that's great stuff there. Can't wait for this to come. And you're saying maybe within a week or so.
Yeah. We'll send a note to let it be known. It'll be before our next appearance on the show for sure.
Okay.
they were telling us the 24th, but I didn't want to say that because we were hoping it could have been sooner than
Right.
that. But before the end of the month, it'll be in the market. And of course, our favorite independents will have it. So that'll be Toast, as we go and see Eddie Gardner today. That'll be Island Wines and Spirits. We go see John Nutt today. And then that'll be Care Grange in the West as well, including, as well as all Bristol stores.
Yeah. All right. Say that one more time, because somebody's asking where exactly will they build it.
So they'll be available in all Bristol stores. So we're on Blake Road, we're in the top of the hill, Gladstone Road. We're at the bottom of the old Paradise Island Bridge in East Bay. We do have our Freeport store and our Governor's Harbour store. We do have some Bristol Expresses in Exuma and Abaco. And then our main independent liquor stores here in Nassau. Island Wines and Spirits on Marquis Street, Care Grange in the old Fort Bay Plaza, and Toast on Paradise Island.
Okay.
I imagine this will be something that visitors to the country will be happy to see on menus.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll be like, yes, finally.
Yeah. Or Hampton Water.
Yeah.
So not only in wine, let's put on cocktail menus. Is the approach.
Yeah. Wonderful. All right. You always have a lot of exciting things going on at Bristol. What else can you tell us about?
Well, I'm going to take a break right here, and I'm going to let Zena bring us up to speed on a fantastic mixology competition we had last week.
Yes.
Chester joined us as a guest judge, so we can chat about that for a couple of minutes.
Let's go pink glasses, Zena.
Well, the pink glasses have to come off now because I am putting my Amaro hat on, as you all tend to know when I come here. So Chester was the judge, one of the judges. We had a panel of 5 judges, and we had an Amaro mixology competition last week in time for Independence to celebrate our product that goes from soil to bottle, totally in the Bahamas. And so we had a lot of participants. We ended up having, I think, 13 or 14 mixologists participate. And some of them did multiple cocktails, so we ended up having about 16 total cocktails.
I sure did.
And they definitely span taste profiles. Like we had some that were more creamy, some more fruity, some with a lot of Prosecco, some with balsamic vinegar.
Wow.
So it definitely spanned taste profiles. It was a great opportunity to introduce the Amaro to more customers, more professionals in the industry. And since we've had the competition, some of them have actually been making their own videos showing how you could make different cocktails with the Amaro. So that has been pretty cool to watch. We posted a video yesterday. It's at Bahamas Botanicals for the Amaro, where you could see a little bit of the competition, the drinks, and what we experienced. And I'm hoping to actually start posting the cocktails and their recipes soon as well.
Okay, cool.
So when we get the official photos, we will be posting that. So you can see different ways. Like we had some ways you can make it. I know we tried the Cascarita on air. That's the Amaro, Patron, simple syrup, fresh lime juice, and that's one of our popular cocktails that we had a mixologist create for us before the competition. But through the competition, we have a lot of new cocktails that I think people will enjoy. People who tend to like maybe a more sweeter profile will have cocktails they could enjoy. People who like stronger, we definitely. Ivory, she had that drink was strong, but it was good. Like you still got the flavor of the Amaro. You still could get the cinnamon, the spice notes. And she paired it with Grey Whale, which is one of Tori's brands. So you got all of the juniper, the fir, the almonds from the Grey Whale notes. And so it was a good cocktail. But if you like a cocktail that packs a punch, that's the one for you.
It also packed an interesting taste profile.
Well, I want to ask you, Chester, about the balsamic vinegar. How did that one go?
That was the Nirvana.
That was the Prosecco.
Prosecco, dill.
Well, he won.
Balsamic, yeah, that was the winning cocktail, actually.
Could you taste the balsamic vinegar?
Yes, a little slightly, but it wasn't overpowering. It somehow worked in the drink.
It was interesting as we heard the ingredients, but it was a very unique taste profile. But I think Chester mentioned that he was the winner. When we looked at the categories that we were judging and the point spread, right? he kind of was rock solid straight across the board,
okay,
right?
yeah.
Where some other folks were really good with the taste profile and the integration of the Amaro, but presentation and balance was a little off kind of thing. So even I think, what was the yuzu sauce? And balsamic.
Oh my.
With club soda and Prosecco. So we were all sitting down like,
All right, so I was there for a brief bit, and I'm hearing the ingredients. I'm like, wait, these people just throwing things into stuff.
And then we tasted it, and everybody was just like,
So there were certain glasses that we kept on the table. Like some drinks, they were like, take that away.
I know Kyle was talking about like ingredients and stuff. One of my favorite drinks didn't even place, but to me it was very interesting. So it was a cream-based drink made by Venetia. And it had like, to me, it tasted like a mix between a cinnamon roll and a hot cross bun with a lot of cream cheese icing. So it was.
I couldn't remember the name. It was Venetia?
Venetia, yeah.
Venetia.
So it had like the Amaro, it had cream, simple syrup, orange, marshmallow, cinnamon.
Oh, my
And like when I first heard it, I was like,
Can I divulge what I scored that drink? It was my top score.
Really?
And she was a genius putting that together.
Yeah.
She was listen. She was top because she was engaging the entire time she was mixing the drink. She was telling her story. She was telling how she found the ingredients to mix it. It was a great tale. It was a great cocktail.
Yeah, I think when she came, I think she was 4th or 5th, was when I started to look at the scores that I had previously given, because she changed the color of the cocktail.
Yeah.
So she was the first one. Everybody was along that orange line, the citrus with the caramel from the Amaro.
Right.
Then she used the orange, all of the elements of the orange, the pulp, the zest, the peel for the presentation. I'm not a cream-based drinker, but I think that was probably the most balanced cocktail that was
absolutely.
there. But there's some other cocktails scored higher in the higher categories, right? The Amaro integration and the flavor profile. There's some folks who had some dilly syrup out there with a little bit of spice or something to it.
It was a jerk too. Yeah.
But we're talking about bartenders from Life with Key Club, the Atlantis, Bon Vivants. Who am I missing?
Nirvana
Princess.
Beach, big up because
Nirvana Beach.
Right.
Oku was out there, so it was a real nice spread across the industry. A lot of different skill levels, right? The young lady who won the People's Choice, she's been bartending for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right? Fresh out of high school, I wouldn't have been going into a competition. I stopped culinary arts because there was an advanced baking competition that I was not prepared to do. And I was finishing my degree. And here is this 18-year-old, did a thing.
That's pretty cool.
People's Choice, ended up with a check.
So what did the winner get?
So we had 4 winners. The first place winner got $1,000. Second place got $500. Third place got $200, and the People's Choice got $300. So I think it was a good incentive to bring your A game out.
Yeah. All right. So next one will be Hampton Water cocktail mixes, right?
That would be cool.
See, now you just put that as a part of the launch for November.
There you go.
But I see nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But yeah, it was a good evening last week Tuesday at Bahamas Botanicals.
It was. I hope y'all do some more stuff with Venetia. Yeah. Anyway, she was.
Get right into the mic, Zena.
We are actually thinking about doing another bartender competition, and I think I want to invite some of the people from the first one back, and she's definitely on my list because I thought her cocktail was extremely innovative. It was well balanced. I know a lot of people don't like creamy drink. I mean, neither, but it was something about it was just so. To me.
And you were okay the next morning? Yeah.
Well, I just tasted everything. I wasn't knocking everything back, because it was 16 cocktails.
Neither were we.
It was 16 cocktails, so it's not like I was just I just had a sip of everyone.
But you know what I found fascinating about her and her cocktail, not to keep tooting her horn, but she started off saying, look, she's a bartender at Breezes. And she's like, so you understand what I do on a daily basis. Juice, alcohol, here you go. She don't mix nothing like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I want to come and try this.
Wow.
I thought that was great.
Amazing.
Yeah. The second place too was my second favorite, the iced tea. Oh, that was so good.
Wow. All right. So what else is going to be going on? We got just a few more minutes left. What else is happening for the rest of the month?
Well, this evening we have an invite-only tasting. We have a separate supplier that deals with spirits, but they have a couple of wines underneath their portfolio. They'll just be popping a couple of bottles this evening at 6:30 at Premier Crew. So those who usually come to our monthly tastings or those who would have been hand invited, that's just a very informal tasting, probably for an hour or so this evening. We're back on board with our Around the World on August 1st. August 1st, we're still in California, just like that texter. I would love for them to join us if they're fresh from the Napa Valley tour. But we're all about the reds. So 2 weeks ago, we did all of the whites in California. We looked at the Sauvignon Blanc. We looked at the sparkling from Domaine Caneros. We looked at a couple of Chardonnays from different spots, and we'll do the same thing with the reds.
Yeah.
Right? We'll build a couple of Pinot Noirs, a couple of Cabs, and of course, California's Grapes Zinfandel. We'll pull out a bottle or two of that. And that's for August 1st. Tomorrow, Tori and 4 folks will join me at Premier Crew so they can sit there at WSET level 3.
Oh, boy. How you feeling, Tori?
Serious.
He said. He said.
Yeah, that's a big and serious one.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be pretty quiet the end of August until the...
Anything special happening with the holiday? August, Monday holiday there?
Yeah, no, we usually spend some time with our friends in Cat Island. So we have a team that's going on to Cat Island to have some fun for their regatta. We do something, we head down to Exuma as well, the last week of this month. There's a tasting that we're doing at February Point and a training, and then we're doing some other things in 1 or 2 independent liquor stores.
I hope you asking for the mic. Tell us about this wine club.
Yeah, give us.
I could tell you about that, but before I do,
but wait, there's more.
I know we talk about wine a lot, but we also have Fiesta Latina this Friday, which is our Patron Hero event. We are now starting to do it once a quarter. It's very fun. We usually have Latin American food, drinks. When you come, we usually have margaritas. So it's going to be a good time for the whole family. You know, they have Bouncing Castle, all that stuff.
What time is it?
Yeah, 4 until.
4 until. All right.
Mhm.
Any cover charge or just
$5 cash. We have cash bar as well.
What's up with Patron Hero?
No, I said Patron. It's the Patron Hero event at Premier Crew. Like it happens once a quarter.
Oh,
wow.
My bad.
Wow.
I feel like everybody who drink Patron think they're a hero.
Your marketing skills are impeccable.
All right. And then the club, you can still join the club, right?
Yes. So you can follow us on Instagram.
At On Cloud.
At On Club. On Cloud Wine Club, right? And so we're just dropping little information snippets here and there. And then August we get started. A subscription and a tasting. And that tasting is going to be the best of the best champagnes that Bristol has inside its portfolio.
Again, what's the date for that?
The 22nd is the tasting. And we'll have more information through our social media crew page as well as the wine club page.
All right. Wonderful. And Michael, what are you going to be doing the rest of your time here? How much longer are you here for?
We're here until Thursday, and I think they have us on nonstop like yesterday.
Yeah.
We go, I think we're visiting, 10 or 12 restaurants today, I think.
Oh, boy.
And then tomorrow we have the same thing in the morning, and then we fly out in the afternoon.
Oh, boy.
How can you visit 10 or 12 restaurants in one day?
Yeah, you just, hello, hi, new wine. All is well. Good to see you go.
They pull us by our collars.
I'm sure.
Well, we hope you get to see the place and enjoy it.
But it's exciting. Everybody that we've met yesterday, everybody was receptive. They loved the wine.
Yeah.
I think we had a lot of good hits yesterday. I think they're gonna have to order more wine.
Yeah.
I think we may have.
Yeah.
It was a great day. It was exciting to see the reception we received yesterday.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Again, it's Hampton Water, soon to be available at Bristol and some of your favorite liquor stores here.
And I imagine you'll be back for the launch event whenever that is.
Yeah, we'll be back and bringing Jesse down with us too, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Excellent.
And tattoos.
And tattoos. You want to put
face?
There's gonna no face tattoos, please.
Unsigned bottles of wine.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
Excellent stuff. Thank you all for being here this morning. Wonderful conversation as always. Thank you, Michael Mazurski,
Yes.
Ed Murray, and of course Kyle Stubbs, Tori Saunders, and Zena Williams. Thank you from Bristol.
Thank glasses, Zena.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break and be back to wrap things up. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
It's a Scotia Plan Loan Summer. With Scotiabank, you can chase your summer vacation, swing into your home renovation, and slide on back to school with ease. Apply for your Scotia Plan loan and benefit from competitive rates, flexible loan terms, and no payments for up to 2 months. Take off your to-do list this summer and apply for a Scotia Plan loan today.
Age ain't nothing but a number, they say. Whether you're a baby boomer or a Gen X, Y, or Z, Easy Car Sales invites you to be part of the new Generation E. We drive electric for the savings, for the planet, and most importantly, for the smooth, powerful ride. You really can have it all. We love our EV, and we are Generation E. Join us. Everyone is welcome. Visit IamGenerationE.com to find out more. Brought to you by Easy Car Sales.
Hey Bahamas, ready for some eye-openers? Check out 2 brand new books by our legendary 3-time PM, Hubert Ingram. Get the tea on his amazing leadership and courage to buck the system. These books are for you, the game changers, movers and shakers, and anyone passionate about our nation's roots and future. Available now at Dungalik Studios, Logos Bookstore, the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, and Chapter 1 Bookstore. Score your copies today. Celebrate our amazing legacy.
51 years of Bahamian pride, a vibrant rhythm, a symphony of resilience. We've grown from bankers to neighbors to friends. Together, we build a future as bright as our sun. I am 242. You are 242. We are 242. Scotiabank is proud to be Bahamian.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Bahamian businessman Captain Toby Smith says that he's been given 90 days to take his Paradise Island Crown land lease matter to the Privy Council after the Court of Appeal granted him leave to appeal. Smith, who is the principal of Paradise Island Lighthouse and Beach Club, telling Guardian Business that the Court of Appeal specified a bond needs to be paid, and that bond will be paid this week. Smith lost his initial court matter in the Supreme Court. The verdict was handed down by Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder on the matter of Smith having a right to a parcel of Crown land on Paradise Island that both he and Royal Caribbean International both claimed to have been granted by the then F&M administration under Dr. Hubert Minnis. Smith then took his matter to the Court of Appeal, where the appellate judges Gregory Smith and Michael Turner upheld the original Supreme Court verdict by Sir Ian and said they saw no reason to overrule or interfere with the Chief Justice's analysis of the case or his legal conclusions. However, then President of the Court of Appeal, Sir Michael Barnett, dissented in that ruling and sided strongly with Smith and Paradise Island Lighthouse and Beach Club by finding that there was a binding agreement for him to lease a total of 5 acres for the development of a beach break type destination. This has now led the Court of Appeal in an oral ruling by Appellate Justice Stella Scott Crane granting Smith to leave to appeal the ruling and thus allowing him the ability to take the matter to the highest court in the land, the Privy Council in the UK. A 6-year battle over whether One West Plaza should exist as a heavily commercial plaza instead of a development similar to the Airport Industrial Park with light industry and industrial businesses. That's ended with Chief Justice Sir Ian Winders dismissing both parties' cases and ordering each to pay each other's legal costs to determine some other arrangement for costs. The case stems from the Providence Development Company claiming that the developer of One West Plaza, Windsor Place Limited, breached restrictive covenants of the property that required the land to be developed as only a residential subdivision or be used for light commercial industrial use similar to that of the Airport Industrial Park, as spelled out in what is known in the judgment of Clause 19, Section 2, which existed in an agreement between NPDC and the original holders of the land, Windsor Field Development Limited. NPDC also claims that WFD breached his agreement with the two entities by not apprising it of the transfer of the land to WPL. WPDC further claims that both entities conspired against it through the development of One West Plaza as a heavily commercial plaza in breach of restrictive covenants that NPDC said came with ownership of the property. But Justice Winder decided in a 60-page judgment that the suggestion the property on which One West Plaza sits should only be developed based on an agreement made between NPDC and WFD when land was transferred between the two did not extend to WPL when it acquired the land from WFD. Read more on this in today's Guardian business section. And outgoing Executive Director of the Inter-American Development Bank, representing Barbados, the Bahamas, Guyana, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago, Robert LaHunt, says this region requires more participation from multilateral development banks in mitigating environmental pressures. Private sector involvement also crucial if countries are to address their national development challenges. LaHunt is saying that the region needs to unlock $3 trillion in private sector funding available to the Caribbean and create facilities that will foster private sector growth and participation. Overseas from the U.S., dozens of aging bridges in 16 states will be replaced or improved with the help of $5 billion in federal grants announced today by U.S. President Joe Biden and his administration, the latest beneficiaries of a massive infrastructure law. The projects range from coast to coast, with the largest providing an additional $1.4 billion to help replace 2 vertical lift bridges over the Columbia River that carry Interstate 5 traffic between Portland, Oregon, and Vancouver, Washington. The bridges, which also received $600 million in December, are said to be the worst trucking bottleneck in the region, according to the Transportation Secretary. And also from the U.S., shoppers pausing their spending in June from May, defying economic forecasts for a pullback and proving their resilience in the face of an uncertain economy. Retail sales were unchanged in June from May after being revised upward to a 0.3% increase in May, according to the Commerce Department report issued Tuesday. Last month, April sales were revised downward, a 0.2% decline from unchanged. Sales rose 0.6% in March and 0.9% in February. That comes after sales fell 1.1% in January, dragged down by inclement weather. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Tuesday, market movers, AML Foods Limited moving 3,000 shares, closing at $5.92. Up 17 cents. Bank of the Bahamas moving 1,487 shares, unchanged at $4.34. Bahamas First Holdings moving 3,000, down 3 cents to $2.08. Commonwealth Bank moving 9,000, down 23 cents to $4.99. Focall moving 2,000, unchanged at $5. Consolidated Water up 34 cents, closing at $5.78. Emira Incorporated up 9 cents, closing at 8.33. The BISX All-Share Index closing at 2,933.19, up 0.33. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. And that's going to do it for us today. Chester Robart, thank you so much for being here. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9.